I think Liz Doerr is an exceptional woman and our candidate and nominee for Exceptional Woman of the Year this year due to the passion, however subtle it may be, with her gentle and humble qualities for agriculture, not only on her farm, but out in the world.
She'll do about anything you ask and always tries to help and doesn't complain. She does more than I would expect anyone to do.
She's always putting the farm or everyone else before herself.
She's the same person here on the farm as she is when she's working in town. She can turn a bad situation into the good. She can always see the positive in any situation.
No matter how the day's going, if she's helping load hogs or whatever, she's always smiling and positive.
She has a real humble, quiet, gentle spirit.
I grew up on a farm by Foster. It's a little town between Pierce and Plainview, and my dad milked cows and had crops. And yes, I had to help with chores. And anyway, I went to school in Plainview and graduated with my husband Gary, and then I went to Northeast.
Liz and I got married in April of 1980, and we virtually began with, I think, like 20 sows, farrow to feeder pig. And at the time she was working part-time in an insurance office in Plainview.
The kids came along, and then I was a stay-at-home mom. But while I was a stay-at-home mom, I wasn't just a stay-at-home mom, because I also helped out on the farm. I ran for parts, I did the books, I helped with the pigs and while we're raising my kids. And anyway, Gary was also involved in the pork producers program and became the state president. And through that, I attended a lot of meetings with him and learned a lot through him, like people having trouble with getting permits for their livestock operations. And so then when there was an opening here in Knox County, somebody had seen something in me when I was trying to help some of these people, and they asked if I would please apply. I wasn't looking for a job and I had no intention of that, but then I had a couple other people, including the state director of pork producers and a state senator, say, you need to do this.
This is a huge leap for many of us to leave our farms and get this full-time job and really be in charge of something as big as zoning. And what I really admire about Liz is that she took that step and brought all of her expertise, knowledge, passion about agriculture, and she brought it out in what can be really scary territory for most of us, because a lot of our friends don't understand agriculture. And when it comes to zoning and zoning issues, oftentimes we only see the battles, the tensions.
At first, there was a lot of resistance against livestock when I started here, and we had some pretty tough meetings but I felt strongly enough about it that, it's like, I want to see this accomplished. And so I stuck it out, and eventually through educating both my planning commission members and the public in general to show what is all involved in a livestock permit with the Nebraska Department of Environmental Quality, and that we can look at all these different things, how it all plays together to help. It's really designed for orderly development to try to generally help people get along so that you don't have a big livestock operation, say, next to a housing area. That's why we have some separation. It's worked out well, because if I need to help the guys with something at home, I can just come in a little bit late. Especially with harvest, there will be times that I'll have to help. And even though the guys don't really like to let me in the tractor and combine.
Yeah, they don't let her drive the stick shift anymore.
Oh, yeah.
She gets a little carried away. She's not afraid, but...
She needs a light that tells her when to shift. She thinks it's an automatic, but it's not.
But she tries.
She tries.
Yeah, she's not afraid to try.
Yeah.
She's the patient one of them all, really. I mean, that's probably what I admire about her, is that she's very patient, very kind, very humble.
She's a referee. Dad and two of us, three brothers here farming together. It's the hardest part. Some days she's got to be the referee to put the fire out between some or all of us. So.
Put things more into perspective on being helpful, yeah. Not maybe a referee, but helps put a different perspective on things.
Well, there's days she's a referee.
If it's sorting hogs, breeding sows, weaning.
Toting me around to the fields, help move equipment.
Honestly, she can do anything on this farm except drive the equipment.
Very true.
So,
Staying calm. That'd be one of her skills. She always stays calm. When, like, even when it's really, really hard to stay calm, she manages to. Which is a big deal with pigs. They can really get on your nerves some days.
Thinking back to when I was little and we'd be outside sorting hogs at whatever time, and Dad's all in a huff, yelling about this going wrong and that going wrong, and then Mom's just sorting hogs, getting it done, just kind of letting him blow off steam his way, and she just gets it done. Can't kind of bring him down a notch, help him cool off and calm down.
One trucker told her once if she'd get mad, we wouldn't have to get as mad, including himself. And she just laughs and goes, "It's not going to do any good."
Sometimes when I talk on the phone with her, she's talking about things that are going wrong and having problems getting projects going, especially when she was working on the livestock friendly designation. It was a pretty long process, so her being a patient person probably helped a lot, and it paid a lot of dividends.
When the State Department of Ag was directed to develop a siting matrix to help livestock producers that were wanting to expand or start a new operation and having difficulties in the different counties, being treated differently from one county to the next, and it was frustrating to them. So they wanted something to get a little more consistency on how things were done. And so they had a committee, you had to apply for it.
Some of the regulations that they were looking at and putting in on a person were just kind of off the wall. There was no science behind it. And she knew if you're going to do something, you need the science back there to back it up.
She brought forth passion to develop and work with other people as a team, a matrix, so that we can, as farmers and ranchers, when we want to develop, do things on our farms, we have a system, a matrix developed that helps us with our communities, our towns, work together to say, this is a win-win, not only for my farm, but for your small town. We're gonna do this change, but it's gonna benefit you in this community around me.
And that's all works together to keep students in your schools, and the tax base, it really adds to that. And there's a lot of ripple effects that come with having agriculture and livestock in an area.
She's reaching out beyond her farm and really to all of us farmers and ranchers to help us on our farms work with our friends in our small communities and cities around us so that agriculture can continue to thrive without any kind of detriment or harm foreseen by those friends of ours in the city. That is why I believe Liz is our Agceptional Woman of the Year for 2017.
In the home, don't take for granted all the good that she's done. Wherever she is, let's let it be known. She makes it through good times, she makes it through tough. She makes sure that there's more than enough. She stands tall when push comes to shove. She works, she gives, she laughs, she loves, and some credit where credit is due. Exceptional women are tried and true.
No matter who you are, where you are, you have to do what you believe in and, enjoy what you do. And remember that there's always going to be those tough days when farm prices are all in the dumps and you wonder how you're going to pay those bills. It's having a sense of humor too. Sometimes is what can get you through it, and your faith in God.
She would tell me, God has a plan and he helps you work through things and he's always there for you. And if you feel like you don't have anyone else at that time, or that you lose hope on something, that his shoulders are always there to lean on. And then she would tell me, but mine are here too. I hope that I can have her faith as strong as her faith is, or continue to have that faith, because it's just so empowering. And she never lets us forget that either, that with God anything is possible, and if there's hard times, that he'll get us through them.
Yeah.
You need to really remember that when somebody sees something in you and encourages you to do something, take that leap of faith and give it a try, because people do have faith in you, sometimes more than what you realize you can do yourself. Everybody at the conference, I think, is exceptional because they are here to learn. They have a passion for agriculture, and no matter what their role is, whether it's small or large, they have a part and it's important.
Maybe someone sees something in you and says, you have a gift for this. I think you should try it. Sometimes we don't see it and we don't want to believe we have it, but with a little encouragement, maybe just making that step and that leap and saying, maybe I can do it.
I think that's something people need to remember. Sometimes you don't always see something in yourself that other people see, but if they're encouraging you, maybe branch out and try it.
If you see something in someone that you believe is a quality that they could bring to the table, such as Liz has done, mention it, tell them. Let's affirm one another and help each other in our role as women in agriculture.
Okay, Liz, if there was one thing I'd have loved to have done different for today, it would have been able to have your parents see what you've accomplished. I think they'd have been as proud of you as the kids and I are. And one comment I'm going to make is I'm still waiting for the day when I have my wife and companion back by my side every day. And until that day happens, every day when I come in at noon, I'm going to continue to look at the comment on our office wall.
She makes sure that there's more than enough. She stands tall. When push comes to shove, she works, she gives, she laughs, she loves, that's her credit.